over $3,800 on swords.
Really? I'm going to call Mike and get him down here to take a look at these.
This is a catwalk, Rick. Trust me.
The reality television show Pawn Stars has become a pop culture phenomenon. The show follows a family as they run and operate their pawn shop, Gold and Silver Pawn, in Las Vegas, Nevada. The employees of the shop are some of the most memorable characters on television. More specifically, employee Chumlee has definitely been a fan favorite and has made his way into the hearts of loyal fans of the show. Unfortunately, that ride might be coming to an end. Keep watching to find out why. Austin Lee Russell, better known as Chumlee, was born in Henderson, Nevada, not far from where he would eventually work and find fame. The nickname Chumlee came to be when a friend's dad said that he looked like a walrus in the cartoon show Tennessee Tuxedo. When he became friends with Corey Big Hoss Harrison as a child, his fate was sealed. They didn't get their start together at Gold and Silver though. Rick Harrison, Corey's dad, actually purchased a Quiznos franchise that the two ran together. When he turned 21, Chumlee became an employee at the Harrison's pawn shop. Before he was making deals, Chumlee worked behind the counter writing tickets, cleaning, and testing items. In the 5 years before the show existed, Chumlee learned from the Harrison family the tricks of making a great deal. Tricks that he didn't use so often himself. By the time the show began shooting, Chumlee was working the counter as a salesman. He did not have the best start though. Corey has publicly talked about a situation where a man came into the shop to sell a stand-up bass. Chumlee leaned the bass against a wall and left it there. By the time Chumlee came back, the bass had fallen and broken into a million pieces. Chumlee collected the fragments in a box. When the man returned, the shop had to pay him $20,000 because the bass turned out to be rare. The man had originally pawned it for only $700, so that created a major loss for the shop. Chumlee often comes across as the butt of the joke on the show. He was constantly making bad deals and being talked down to by the other cast members, specifically Rick Harrison and the old man. Chumlee was seen as the village idiot and was often berated for his incompetence. He notoriously made bad deals and would be chewed out by Rick. Although he did often fumble when trying to make a deal, his sweet spot and expertise lies with pinball machines. In an early episode in Season 2, Chumlee actually negotiated a great deal for a pinball machine worth a lot of money. Once the show took off and Chumlee became a breakout star, he decided to open up a side business selling novelty merchandise that he had created. To make his business thrive, he ended up selling half of his business to Rick Harrison for $155,000 in order to meet the needs of his orders. His side business was so popular due to Chumlee's popularity on the show. And speaking of the popularity of the show, did you know that the stars don't actually work the counter when they're not being filmed? Fans flock to the pawn shop to take pictures and get autographs, so the show has put the kibosh on the stars actually working. Chumlee doesn't just make deals with collectors on the show, he actually is a collector. He owns around 200 pairs of shoes and collects Pokemon cards as well. Known for his heavy physique, Chumlee decided to make a change in 2013 and was able to drop 75 pounds in 1 year by exercising and eating a healthy diet. The weight loss was inspired by his dad's death at age 54 due to pancreatic cancer. Another perk of losing all that weight was being able to ride a hoverboard that he had purchased in an earlier season of the show. The limit was 250 pounds, and Chumlee wasn't able to ride it until he had lost some weight. So everything seemed to be heading in the right direction for Chumlee. He was on a successful show, making a good amount of money, and able to spend time doing the things that he loved. But that right direction was about to take a hard left. In March 2016, Chumlee's house was raided during an investigation into sexual assault charges. While the police were searching Chumlee's house, they came across crystal meth, cocaine, marijuana, Xanax, and several guns. The amount of drugs found in his home made it pretty clear that he was dealing drugs on the side. Following the raid, Chumlee was arrested. He was released on bond but was to appear in court a few days later. In May 2016, he was charged with 20 felony accounts, including weapon and drug possession. Chumlee pleaded guilty to unlawful possession of a firearm, a felony weapons charge, and attempted drug possession. These charges came with a sentence of 3 years probation and counseling. Because the felony charge was later dismissed, Chumlee is still able to appear on the show. A convicted felon by order of the network cannot appear on television. So he dodged that bullet by striking a deal and pleading guilty. Fun fact, there was also something less serious but very notable found in Chumlee's house, a Chum Chum room. That's right, complete with a dance pole. 2018 saw Chumlee getting engaged to Instagram model Olivia Radman. The two met in 2016 and became friends, eventually becoming serious. She was also a student at UNLV but now studies at USCB, causing the couple to live apart until she finishes. While the distance is hard, Chumlee is excited to start his life with Olivia. In 2019, Chumlee put his Vegas party house up for sale. He wasn't able to sell it right away and had to cut the price several times before finally selling for $1.375 million. He also underwent gastric sleeve surgery and was able to drop 114 pounds. It goes without saying that there might be many reasons fans will see less of Chumlee going forward. So, what happens now to Pawn Stars? With one of its most beloved stars having so much legal trouble, will the show go on? Many fans were certain that Chumlee would immediately be axed after all of his shenanigans. However, there didn't seem to be an end in sight. Although rumors swirled around the internet speculated, Chumlee put the rumor to bed when he confronted Rick Harrison in a video he posted to his Instagram page. In the video, Chumlee tells Rick, "There's a rumor that I got fired," to which Rick responds, "You didn't get fired." Chumlee continues by asking Rick if he wishes he could fire him, to which Rick replies, "Sometimes, but I love ya."